This might be the most well thought out insulated vest I've ever seen. It's by a small Japanese brand called Still by Hand that prides itself on being plain, simple, and yet detailed. If you'd like to hear my thoughts on this vest, stay tuned till the end of the video. Alright y'all, so I gotta be honest, I was kind of surprised by this video. I don't really consider myself a vest guy, at least not until now. So then to give you all a little bit of background into what led me to this purchase, I had actually sold quite a few of my big winter jackets, mostly because they weren't really my style anymore or they just didn't fit me well. I realized after selling a couple of those, there was kind of a void in my closet for a good outer layer that would help protect me on like frigid days or really windy days and just add that little bit of extra warmth for when the temperatures dipped below the 30s. And I wasn't initially thinking about getting a vest, or at least not any real modern one. I was looking into a couple of vintage options, a couple of kind of repro vintage options. And then from there was the really like high-end brands like Crescent Downworks or Rocky Mountain Featherbed that make incredible looking down vests and jackets, but were just really out of my price range. So before we get into what I love so much about this vest, let's talk about construction. The outer is a 100% nylon that has this really interesting kind of muted sheen to it. From a distance, it looks like a flat navy, and then on close inspection, especially in broad daylight, you can tell that there's kind of this interesting kind of tonal variation throughout the fabric. The inside is lined with polyester that's nice and slick, and it slides over your other fabrics well, so it makes this vest easy to throw on over pretty much any other garment. And then finally, the collar is lined with wool. This helps add a little bit of warmth and helps you trap that heat that can kind of escape from your neck if you zip the vest all the way up and button it all the way up. And then finally, this vest is cut in a very unique way, and this is kind of one of the standout features of this vest. Instead of having two side seams on the side like you would typically see in shirting or outerwear construction, this vest is actually cut like a kimono, in that the only seam that it has goes right down the middle of the back. This is a really thoughtful detail by Still by Hand and allows them to do some really interesting things that I'm going to get to later on in this video. So now moving on to fit, this vest has a nice, wide, kind of boxy fit. It's slightly cropped compared to a lot of the other vests and technical jackets that I've worn or tried on, which is one reason I really like it, because it helps kind of proportion me out whenever I wear it. I bought this in a size 1, which Still by Hand, like a lot of other Japanese brands, does their sizing in numbers, so 1 to 3 for this garment. Sometimes you'll see some garments 1 to 5, but this one is done in a 1 to 3, 1 being the smallest and 3 being the largest, which was actually surprising to me because I'm typically a medium to large, and in some Japanese brands, I'm actually an extra large. So I was surprised that not only did I fit into a 1, but I actually preferred the size of the 1, and it still is slightly oversized on me in a good way. So typically you have kind of a more like fitted look for a lot of vests of this nature. This one, because it's cut like a kimono, has almost this like A shape that looks really cool. It's kind of reminiscent of like a denim jacket in a way. But what's cool about this is you can actually adjust how this fits, because at the bottom of the hem, there's 2 adjusters that allow you to cinch the bottom, and instead of having that kind of A-frame look, it gives you more of like a rounded silhouette. Those cinches actually work functionally too to help trap more heat, because with the bottom being open, some of the heat can escape through there. So the cinches just allow you to not only change the silhouette, but trap some of the heat that could escape from below. So then moving on to the features of this jacket, as I mentioned previously, it's got 2 hem adjusters in the bottom. The lining that basically helps keep this vest warm is by 3M. It's their Thinsulate insulation. The Thinsulate just does a really good job of keeping wind off of you and helping trap that heat, especially for how light it is. Along with the 3M Thinsulate liner, this has 4 pockets. Now, as I mentioned before, because this is cut like a kimono, it allows the front pockets to kind of wrap around the body, giving you a ton of storage options. And along with those front pockets, there's 2 pockets on the inside of the jacket. So you could really store so much in this vest. And then finally, one of the features that was another one that really stuck out to me, and a reason I really love this vest is that it's got a dual way zip. And so what a dual zip does is it allows you to just unzip the bottom a little bit if you're like hopping in your car or going into a restaurant, so it can still continue to trap a little bit of heat without kind of bunching up in the front. And I think that's a nice feature that I really wish all jackets had. I don't know why more people don't do that. So along with the dual way zips, you also have snaps that act as kind of like a storm flap to keep water and the elements off of the zippers so that they can last longer and continue to work properly. All right, y'all, so if you haven't figured it out by now, I love this vest. It kind of does everything I want it to in both form and function. And I really think that's kind of a hard combination to have. There's plenty of items that are good looking, but maybe they don't function as well as something that's purely for utility, and this vest does both really well. From the function side, this is adding the perfect amount of warmth for me for where I live and the conditions that I'll find myself in. If I'm going on a ski trip or something, I have technical ski snowboard wear for that specific thing. But when I'm just wanting to be comfortable, it's nice to also have something that is stylish. As far as the construction of this garment goes, it's incredibly well made, as you've kind of come to expect from a lot of these Japanese boutique clothing manufacturers. The materials feel great, the hardware is incredible, the zippers are like butter, they're YKK, so you know they're going to be high quality. And little touches like the wool collar and having the option of buttons and zips really make this piece just so nice to live with, and it's just a great addition to my wardrobe. It's opened up some kind of styling opportunities for me on colder days. It used to be kind of a compromise where I'd have to just wear just my biggest jacket to make sure I was warm, but now as long as I layer properly, this vest adds just enough warmth to keep me comfortable and stylish. All right, y'all, that does it for this review of the Still by Hand insulated vest. If y'all like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.